Age 5. I was 5 years old when my life was taken from me. The year was 1988. I had been born in 1983, in a poor Pakistani village where dust covered the roads and hunger visited every home. But even in that poverty, there was something precious. There was my mother. She was not educated, she was not powerful, but she loved me more than anything in the world. When food was short, she gave me her share. When I cried, she held me close and told me everything would be okay. I believed her. At 5 years old, a child believes his mother can protect him from anything. I was wrong. One day, a man came to our village. He wore clean clothes. He spoke confidently. People called him an agent. He told my parents that children could go to the Arab countries, the Gulf, and live a better life. He promised education, food, and money for the family. My parents were desperate. They had nothing to offer me except poverty. They didn't know the world. They didn't know this man was lying. To them, he sounded like hope. To me, he sounded like fear. I remember hiding behind my mother when he spoke. I remember feeling something was wrong, even though I didn't understand the words. A few days later, I was told I was going on a journey. I didn't know what a journey meant. All I knew was that strangers were packing my small bag. My mother's eyes were red from crying. She kept touching my face like she was afraid she would never see me again. And she was right. When the time came, I held onto her clothes and begged her not to let me go. I screamed, I cried, I fought. But I was only 5. The men were stronger. They pulled me away from her arms. That was the moment my childhood died. I was taken in a car to the airport. Everything was loud and confusing. I had never seen so many people or so much light. I was put on a plane. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know why. All I knew was that my mother was gone. When the plane landed, I was in the United Arab Emirates. The air was hot. The sky was wide. The people spoke a language I did not understand. From the airport, they didn't take me to a house. They didn't take me to a school. They took me to the desert, to a camel camp. There were many other boys there. Some were crying, some were silent. All of them were small. Some looked even younger than me. We were given tight clothes made from strange material. They were not comfortable. They were not made for children. I didn't know it yet, but they were camel racing suits. That was when I realized we were not guests. We were property. They showed me the camels, huge animals, fast, strong. They put me on one. My feet barely touched the sides. My hands were shaking. They tied me in place. I wanted to get down. They didn't listen. The camel started to move. Then it started to run. The ground flew past me. The wind hit my face. I was terrified. I tried to hold on. My body felt like it was breaking apart. That was my first race. Not for fun, not for sport, for money, for men who did not care if a child lived or died. When the race ended, no one asked if I was okay. No one wiped my tears. They only looked at the camel. That night, I was put into a small, dirty room with other boys. Some were bleeding, some were shaking. I cried for my mother. No one came. At 5 years old, I learned something terrible. In that place, children were not children. We were tools. And my story was only just beginning.